What are you kind of looking for? Just more competition or?
Yeah, I mean, always competition, but now all third downs in. Today we start 2 minute. And now we're just kind of getting everybody off the field and playing football. So like every day is kind of like more scrimmage than coaches on the field telling guys where to line up, having a script. I mean, it's trying to make the coaches think down distance so they have to call it, not plan it, and then same with the players. Put them in, whether we're in the low red, the high red. Today we did 2 2-minute situations where they got to learn to play the game now. So when we come back, we'll have 2 really good practices the same way, more scrimmage type mentalities, more physical. Then we'll taper off for the spring game a little bit. I mean, obviously, we're not going to just go out and run all of our plays. No one's seen us play offense yet, so we're certainly not going to show it on TV. So we'll dummy down the spring game, have fun with it. But the next 2 have to be real physical, competitive, situational, make the guys think, and so we can kind of sort things out going into training camp. So that's kind of where we're at.
Spring game in 10 days, what's the plan building up? You mentioned you're playing more live, but...
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's these closed-door practices are where we can get the most done, right? So they're going to be physical. They'll probably be more scrimmage-like and more game-like than the spring game will actually be, because we'll be limited in what we run in the spring game, which you guys understand that now. I mean, that's, I think, everywhere around the country it's kind of getting like that, especially if you have new coordinators on either side of the ball or new staff in general. So the focus is going to be let them rest. I hope they have a great Easter and holidays with their families. Get away for a little bit, come back. Monday we'll meet, Tuesday we'll go hard, Thursday we'll go hard. And then whether we draft players for the spring game, what the format is exactly going to be like, we'll figure that out. But I got to focus on these next 2. We still have a lot of work to do.
Just talk about the turnover on staff. Did it take a while for the team to get acclimated to the new systems and everything? Did you have to kind of start with the basics and then build into?
I mean, offense more than defense.
Okay.
Like kind of said, defense is, we're not going to miss a beat there. We're going to do some new things, but the defense isn't changing. Offensively, yeah. I mean, I think they picked it up pretty quick. The run game is more extensive. I think it's very detailed, and I think that's been the emphasis. We have to run the ball, and we've run it very well in both scrimmages, especially in the first scrimmage. And we've run the ball consistently in practice. So there's definitely a learning curve, but I think they've all done a really good job piecing it together. I think there's huge buy-in from the players because they've seen success early, and I think the coaches have done a good job. I think it helps that they already have relationships. I mean, just about everybody that we have here already has relationships with those players, so I think that's been a huge help.
How are the tight ends fitting into both the blocking and the receiving aspect of your offense?
It's great to have George back.
Okay.
So good to have him back healthy. You forget how fast and explosive and athletic he is. Everybody knew he was a really good blocker, and then we saw him early in the season catch the ball and really be able to turn it to a receiver. He's back healthy and practicing now, which is awesome to see. Jeremiah Franklin, we kind of threw him in the fire last year with all the injuries, and he started. He's taken a huge step. Really physically, we know he's a big athlete who can run and catch. I think physically he's taken one of the biggest jumps as a blocker because we're going to use tight ends. And then Christian was live today. So I think everybody, including the D-line, was excited to have him back. That was cool to see. He was full and it was awesome. So I'm glad he's back.
You mentioned all the recruits here today. 2 things. One, what's your message to the kids when they're usually here? What do you kind of want them to take most out of these practices? And then 2, once spring ball is done, you guys hit the road again, right?
Yeah, the staff will be able to hit the road. Head coaches aren't allowed on the road. So once spring ball is done, I think we'll take about a week, kind of go over the spring, meet with our players, kind of let everybody know where they're at, and then they'll hit the road. Recruits are here. I think it's really important that we kind of center our visits around practice. I want them to see, I want to see our coaches coach. I want them to see our players play. I want them to get the vibe and the energy and the excitement in practice. I think it's a huge selling point, and I want them around our players because I think our players are a huge selling point. We have great kids here, and I want the recruits to see that and get to know that, and I want their families to see it. And then I spend a lot of time with them up in my office, and I will for the remainder of the afternoon. So that's why I like to have them around practice rather than just have a weekend in February where we're not doing anything. I think they got to see us coach, and our coaches need to show them that they can develop players, and they can sit in the meetings with us in the mornings, which is really cool. They come to my team meeting, which I think is different than just having a junior day where you're a basketball. We've had a lot of recruits here every practice. I mean, it's a Wednesday and it's full. So I think the coaches and the recruiting staff are doing a great job. Obviously, JT is, he's exceptional. A ton of local kids have been here. The top local kids have been here. The young local kids have been here. And then today we have, can't get into names. We have kids from Utah, California, Florida, like all over the country. We have kids here today, which is awesome.
We're talking to Dino Tolman after this. How good has he been in practice so far?
He's been awesome. Have you guys ever talked to him in here?
I don't think so.
Dino is one of the best guys, energy. Like, the feeling you get when you're around Zay, the positive, upbeat, that's Dino. Smart, reliable, personality, and he keeps showing up. Like, you think back to the NC State game last year and some of the catches the guy made, that's what he does in practice. And he always knows what he's doing. He's always got energy in the huddle. He's always in a good mood. He's always got a smile on his face. He's a productive guy. He's a good football player, and he's a great person. And he's become one of our leaders. So we'll see how he does with the media. But if he's himself, you guys are going to be like, that's a fun guy to be around. I'm glad he's coming in.
Jay got his invite to the draft.
Yeah.
Are you going to go?
Yes.
What was your initial thought?
Zay and I have talked the whole time. If he goes and gets his invitation, he decides to go, I wouldn't miss it for the world. Zay and I are really close. That's an extremely special day, and I would not miss that for the world.
You were there for Zion last year?
I was there for Zion too. Yeah, I was there for Zion, which was special, and this one will be the same. So hopefully his name will get called on that first day, and that'll be an exciting one. But that's a special one.
Just one more quick one.
Yeah.
Baseball and women's lacrosse right now, both top 10 in the country.
Yeah.
Does that kind of help fuel this program as well?
I think it helps everything, right? I think Coach Gambino and Acacia, I think they're doing awesome jobs. I went to the baseball game last weekend. I watched the baseball and softball game. The energy, the excitement, the belief they have. I think he's a great coach. And if you look, last year this time it wasn't anything like this, right? But you get young guys who've developed and believe and are coached, and all of a sudden, look where he's got them. And Acacia, I think the consistency. I've watched those girls practice. It's impressive. They're really good and talented and athletic and well coached. So continued success to both of them. That's really cool. That Gambino, who you guys probably know, is one of the best guys ever. So we're all fired up for him. Thanks for bringing that up. Have a happy Easter.
It's like puts his kids in the Cape League every summer.
Yeah, it's
Puts a
awesome.
bunch.
And they're young. He's
That's
developed them
incredible
now.
baseball,
Yeah.
Best
So
players in the country.
have a good Easter, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it.